Hi, I'm Cassandra Plants, and this is my persuasion speech. My persuasion speech is about genetic engineering, and I'm going to be persuading you that genetic engineering, when being used to cure diseases and have happy, healthy babies, is a very good thing. Genetic engineering is adding genes and DNA to make a trait inside a baby different. I'm going to be focusing on the health part of it, but whenever a parent decides to, they can also change the way a baby's hair will look, the way the baby's eyes will look, the way their skin will look, or their height, or how much intelligence they may have. Collins Essentials English Dictionary defines genetic engineering as alterations of genetic structure of an organism in order to produce more desirable traits. Originally made to help agriculture fields better is what genetic engineering was actually for. It was to allow gene modification of plants to make more fruits, more vegetables, make them bigger, juicier, and better. Now then, scientists were like, wow, we can take this amazing thing that makes fruits and vegetables great and help people. So they decided that we could use this for babies. And we could take the baby's genes and we could make them better, and we can make them healthier, and we could prevent a lot more disease. Different scientists like Oswald McLean and Macklin McCarty in 1944, they discovered that DNA was the carrier of genetic info. So whatever your DNA is from your parents, or sometimes we just have different DNA, that is what defines our genetics. So whatever your DNA is, that is what decides your hair color and your skin and your eyes, and it makes you up. In 1953, Watson and Crick, two other scientists, decided that they were going to go off of this and pretty much design genetic engineering. And they looked more into the structure and created what genetic engineering could be. Genetic engineering started out as a way to prevent diseases. When you go in and you see that there's DNA in a mother that could have a baby come out with a disability, or just in general, if a worried mother's afraid her baby could come out with a disease or come out sickly, they can go in and change these genes and make sure that they're healthy. And if there is an unhealthy gene inside, then they can change that. And so more and more healthy babies were being born because of this. However, because we are human and we like perfection, more scientists started to look into it, and they created it so that we can change other things too, other traits, like our eyes and our hair and our skin and our height and our intelligence and all kinds of things. Basically, you can create your own baby. The 5 steps to do genetic engineering are to isolate the gene of interest, so that is picking the gene that you would like to change, and insert a transfer vector, which is like a motor vehicle for your genes, and that transfers the foreign gene that wasn't originally in there, into the embryo. The transformation of the cells inside the organism, they select and implant the successful modified organism, the one that is now changed, and it goes into the mom, and it changes what is going to make the baby healthy or different, because you can also do that. The 2 categories for genetic engineering are somatic modification and germline modification. Somatic is more towards the health issue, and that's when the genes are added to the main cells to be modified, and that can change the genes that are going to make the baby unhealthy or change them so that they're absolutely healthy and there's a guarantee that the baby will not come out unhealthy. Germline is more towards traits. So that is when genes from an early embryo are changed permanently, and they are used to choose genes to modify and choose traits for a future baby. I think that genetic engineering is really cool because using this can allow future parents to ensure that their baby will have little to no chance of health problems. And this is called, or more commonly known as, gene therapy, which fixes and detects in the embryos before they're implanted in the mother. So it detects what is wrong and what could cause a baby to be unhealthy, and then they go in and they fix it. And they fix it in the mother before it can even hit where the baby would be. And for this research, I looked up a lot about Dr. Manali, and he really talked a lot about this, and I got a lot of information from him. And I also read a book called The Proper Use of Choosing the Sex of Your Baby by Rebecca Leong. And that book is about how this is a great thing. It really is, but we have to use it in the right way. We can't just change our babies all the time. Our babies are going to be what they're going to be. But if we can prevent disease, then that's amazing. So a lot of these scientists are more towards the health issue, which, as am I, they're not really into the whole changing the hair and the eyes and the stuff like that. But for the babies that are being changed or being created, those are called designer babies, is what people usually call them. And that's when your traits are chosen. Your intelligence, your height, your looks, and it's actually become very popular, which I can imagine. And people really seem to want to balance families. They want their families to all look the same. They want their children to look a certain way, and that's when designer babies come into place. However, a lot of scientists like Batal Buxmoxi, he wrote Genetic Engineering Humans. And in this article, he talks about how designer babies is basically playing God. You're basically making a decision that God would make. However, altogether, genetic engineering is kind of playing God. However, I don't believe that parents should have the ability to decide what a baby's eyes or hair or skin's going to look like. But I think health-wise, this is an amazing, amazing thing. When strictly used to help babies to be born healthy, this science is amazing, and it helps parents to create healthy babies and helps create more of a healthy environment and a future for our generations to come. And it also prevents a lot of heartache for parents. I mean, I can't imagine my baby coming out sickly and dying at such a young age. And I think that this is amazing because it really prevents that. Designer babies, however, the ones that do get their hair and their, everything all changed, there can be problems because a parent wants their child to be perfect. They want them to be the best they can be. And when you add this into that, babies are being basically born superhuman. They're perfect, and we're not meant to be perfect. And they're living longer lives than they're meant to. And this is leading and could lead to even more of overpopulation. No genetic defects in the world, that doesn't seem right to me. I think that is playing God. However, like I said, being able to make sure that your baby is happy and healthy and live an amazing, normal life, I think that this science is very amazing, and I hope I persuaded that to you.